Hello?
Okay, look, there's sound now.
Oh my
We have sound.
You guys we're like, like
okay,
stressed
well,
inside.
people who are watching this right now don't know that we just had 2
failed
attempts at lives and the sound wasn't working. We hope we get our people back because we messed up. We really messed up,
Aaron.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But we may have lost all of our people. Oh, there's a couple people here. Yay. We finally got our microphone situation figured out. So
dude,
that was a bummer. But somehow the wrong microphone was chosen and we ended up being unheard for a while. So I'm going to assume if we have people on here that
we can hear you now. Okay, there you go. Thank you guys for coming back after all of that 10 minutes of trouble.
Gracious.
That truly was
right.
very
stressful. That took us 10 minutes to get this figured out. Okay, now we know that we'll check the microphone.
I think it got messed up because
we have too many microphones.
With too many microphones, Peter was just recording on this computer. He's figured out how to do that with his guitar, and so he was super jazzed about that.
But I think it kind of messed up our settings just a little bit.
So.
All right.
Go and delete those other 2 while we wait a little bit for everybody to get back on, because we're already getting comments where people are saying once again they can't hear. I feel bad. Okay. But what I was saying was that Mike made the bones of our fireplace. So that's pretty cool. Feeling pretty good about that.
That's our next video.
That's why we've never faced this direction. But it's getting more and more real. It's getting real, yo. Getting real. Nora said it worked out for her because she was late anyways. So good. Because really that made me sick to my stomach.
Okay, they couldn't hear us there, so we're gonna.
So, anyways, I'm glad you're all here. I'm excited about tonight's class. We have twice as many prizes. We're giving away 3 things we've never given away before, 3 oils we've never given away.
Ooh.
And we're going over something that's actually really easy for me to feel happy about. Just doTERRA as a company and why we've chosen them.
Hang on, I have to delete this real quick.
Fiona said, my poor husband when I tell him about yet another thing Mike made. Well, Mike did not know how to make this before he made it. He has learned, I'm so proud of Mike. He has learned so much in the last couple of years. And I don't ever realize what it entails, what I'm asking him. And so when I explained to him what I wanted just like a few days ago, he got kind of quiet and I'm like, oh, is it too much? Like, is it too expensive or do you not? I don't know. I didn't know why he was so quiet, but it was actually because I thought he was really stressed about something, but it was actually because he was trying to figure out in his brain how to do it. And I'm so impressed that he did because he couldn't have done that before. So.
Oh, yeah.
So you got them deleted.
They're deleted. So hopefully this is
that. I know. That was stressful.
Did you ever say that? Whoa. Hey, that's us.
Hey. Hey, it's 4 horses.
So the next video we're going to do will be about how we've gotten so far on this thing.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll edit that one.
Yeah. Okay, so
you guys get a preview, a sneak peek, and somebody insisted that this is where she makes her card tower. I said that, so she's very aware that she's on camera because I've seen her
she wants to be
fixing her hair.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
hello everybody.
And we're sorry we're not in the same clothing that I put a picture on the
community. I saw that. I'm like, what? That's a funny comment. Somebody said I'm like, what picture did Mike put up?
Yeah, it's our tour guide
pictures. Our dorky tour guide.
So
clothes.
We're running Andrew's ghost tour while he's gone, and so we get a little picture of us doing that. So if you're ever in Davidson, North Carolina, you can come on the ghost tour. It'd be fun.
It is very dorky, but I'm coming to realize that I am a dork.
So you just
I think I knew that, but I was afraid, and now it's like, no, look, you really are a dork no matter how hard you try. Like when you try to look cool in a picture, you just look even more dorky. So you're a dork. And it's okay because we do this dorky ghost walk, but we have so much fun doing it.
Oh, yeah. It's always fun.
It's always so much fun. And we meet other dorks because, they go on ghost walks. And they tell us cool dorky stuff. And we're super excited about it. So love it. Hi, Sarah.
We need to say hi to more people in here.
Yes, we do. We got Heidi. We got Fiona. We got Barb. We got Lindsay, Jeanette, Terry, Elizabeth. rooted in essentials, so she's legit.
Yeah, committed.
Elizabeth. So
Sweet.
I think we got quite a few of you guys here tonight. What do we do on these ghost walks? Well, we live in this sweet little town called Davidson, and it has been here for a long time. People have been here in Davidson for hundreds of years.
In this county, especially.
In this county.
The late 1700s is when it was founded. Or
but
mid,
people
actually.
were here before that. And
we're giving you the tour right now.
So there's a lot of history, and we love the history. And there's a lot that has gone on in our area. And there's a lot of ghost stories and legends that have cropped up from that. And so we give people a tour of our sweet little town. Well, we walk through it, not all of it, but the downtown area and into, anyways, on the main street, and tell some of the ghost stories and legends and share some of the history. And it's fun.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half.
It's been really fun to.
Rooted in essentials is a man.
Oh, there you go. Well, welcome,
Assumptions.
sir. So anyways, that's our ghost walk.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half. It's fun.
And then I've never seen a ghost, and nobody in our family's ever seen a ghost. And but I mean, unless Eve has, and she hasn't told us, but
that's possible.
But when we do the tour, people tell us every time they share their ghost stories with us, and there's some crazy stories out there, and some are quite terrifying. Some are just kind of disturbing, maybe sweet, but there's also some really terrifying ones.
Yeah, we get a lot of stories
in the graveyard of our town, and they're telling you the story, and you're like,
Megan gets scared on her own ghost tour, so that's why she had me come with her, because she would be too scared to go in the cemetery.
I get scared all the time on the ghost tour. The other night, somebody, like, a car went by and the headlights like shone through the trees, and for a split second, it looked like a huge bird was coming. And Mike saw me. I was like,
yeah, Megan did this huge jump. We're the tour guides. You're not supposed to freak out.
Oh, I'm such a dork. Anyways.
All right. So we have some people from Florida that have dodged Jeanette.
Grandma D says there's a book by Wim Kutzwinkle.
William.
I just love Kutzwinkle. An entire 5 to 6 page chapter. The only word said on those pages is dorky. That chapter was about me. You didn't know that, but I am. Yes, we did. We dodged a bullet with the storm. Oh, you guys live in Winter Garden, Florida. That's a real storm. So if you guys didn't know, there's a hurricane going through. Well, but it seems to have really calmed down, so it's fine. It's just.
Well, now that it's gotten out of Florida,
it's just rain.
We're raining. It's raining here, but not much. Okay, so let's get more to the actual topic of what we're doing right now.
Yes.
So let me start with a couple things like I always do.
Let me start with prayer. Sorry.
More business related. So this is there's a link in the description for if you want to buy some oils or get a kit and get started. For those of you who have not purchased or opened an account with doTERRA, and you're on these live things and you're just waiting for a reason to do so, we're going to give you a reason. So if you open up a wholesale account with 100 PV order, so there is a cool promo going on right now related to that, but we're going to do a NORP promo where we will send you, Meg and I will send you a gift, a special gift, if you open an account before the end of August, so for the end of the day tomorrow.
The next 24 hours. I know all of you are like, well, hey, I just got one like last week. I'm sorry.
I know, but you're lucky because you got your oils before they did.
You did.
And who knows what you might have solved that they couldn't solve. So anyways, after you watch today or whatever, if you open a wholesale account, get one of the enrollment kits for 100 PV or more, we'll send you a special gift to you. Anyways.
And it's actually going to happen because Mike actually sends things.
I do send things.
I tell people I'm going to send things and I never do.
Yeah. But since I said it, it'll happen.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind as you're watching. The link is in the description below. You just click on it, and then you click become a member at the top of that page, and you just walk through the steps. It's like a Costco membership that you're opening where you get wholesale prices there, and right now there's no fee to have a wholesale account, so it's pretty awesome. Yeah. So that's a special for right now, a little special from the Norms.
Thanks, Lindsay. She said it probably makes the tour more fun than I'm scared. So take that, Mike.
That's true. It makes it more
authentic. And we wear costumes. That's what makes us extra.
Well, that was what we set the picture of, right?
Yeah.
The picture of.
And thank you, John, about my hair.
Yeah.
Oh, Fiona says if you're in Australia, order quickly because it's already midday on the 31st.
Holy free holies.
Whoa.
And Fiona's man, you're committed. What time is it in Australia right now?
She said it's midday.
Oh,
on the
I
31st.
wasn't listening as usual. Okay, so that's our quick little bit of business.
Is it really midday? Because in Japan, it's only no, you're right. It's 10:20 in the morning in Japan.
Wow, crazy.
It's
Okay,
11:20 there. Okay.
Listen, one other thing, real quick. So next week we're gonna start just doing these once a week at this time, Wednesday nights, and next week, the first one of September, we're actually gonna do one that's not about oils. It is about the business side of this business.
We've gotten several emails about that.
Yeah, a lot of people asked about it. So if you're interested in learning about how the business of this works and doing it as a business, you're welcome to come next Wednesday. If not, you won't hurt her feelings if you don't want to come to that.
I mean, a little bit, maybe.
I mean, we'll cry a little bit.
A few of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I just feel really grateful that any of you guys come. The commitment that you've shown to us the last couple of months really warms our hearts. And it feels like a real privilege. It really, really does. I could get teary about it. It's really nice. Like, what meeting could you ever set up and like actually have people show up? So it's been really nice. It's been truly very fun and very heartwarming. And to get to know more of you, some of you really have taken me up on sending me your photos and telling me more about you. And so that's been really nice for me and for Mike and for all. It's really that. So I thank you. Thank you for the last couple months for coming and supporting us as we teach these. It's been really fun.
So what we're going to keep doing it, but it'll just be once a week. I think at least for September.
We've had a lot of fun.
There may be other, I don't know. We'll see how we like doing it once a week, and we may go back to twice a week. But for September and October, I think we'll just do once because we're going to be doing actually quite a few ghost tours during that time because it gets busy. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. So come next week if you want to learn about the business. Okay.
So are most of you?
Nora says,
and some of you, I know that Heidi was once out for a walk. Are some of you just listening on these? Are most of you watching? How are you? I'm just doing a little research here. How are most
market research?
Yeah. Are you listening on your phone? Watching on your phone? I guess you could watch it on the TV. That's strange.
Wow.
It's funny. I have a YouTube channel, but I still think it's strange to be on the big screen. How are most of you Okay, you're watching.
Jenny and Fiona are definitely watching. That's what they told us.
Okay.
All right.
Pat's watching.
Watching
on the phone. Watching on a computer. Okay. Watching, listening, watching on. Okay.
Oh, PC.
We don't record any parts of the ghost tours because then they're out there. So we gotta.
I wonder if we should like record a couple of them just for fun and share them. Just like one or something like that as like a little like teaser.
Oh,
we could.
That might be an idea. Maybe.
Okay, that's a thought. Okay. We got enough of those. There's some questions going on here.
Lindsay says she watches most of the time, ends up listening like a podcast. That's true. That's a good idea. Watching on the computer. Watch while walking in the driveway. You must have a long driveway. Oh, you'd have to get waivers signed for what? I missed that.
John says something about waivers. We're not sure what that means. Okay.
I'm your rug lady. Sylvia, what does that mean? I'm not putting that together.
Did she sell us a rug at some point?
Maybe. We have so many rugs. Sylvia,
explain that to me. We don't have great memories.
No.
Okay. So, you're right. So people being on camera. Well, I think if we did record it, we would just like have it like on Megan, because everyone's back is facing Megan or myself, so we could do it. Okay. Why don't we going with our class,
and Louise, Megan? You sold us a rug? Which rug? Very long driveway, Elizabeth said. Sorry, guys.
Well, we bought a rug from someone in Charlotte. Remember that?
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Okay.
Okay.
And Louise, tell me
we are totally getting off topic. We haven't gone on topic yet.
Well, we could do one of those videos where they're like feeding us, like they give us the little like emojis that they paid for, and we're like, yum.
Oh my God! Don't even joke about that. It's so gross. They don't even know what you're talking about.
Have you guys seen those girls who are like in front of them and they have like, wow, and then they're like,
There's some weird people out there. Rooted in essential oils. We will answer that sort of question, I think, next week on that because that's more business related. So we'll get into that next week on Wednesday.
Yes, the answer is yes, though.
Was it hard? You betcha.
Yeah, everything that's worth
Nothing's
anything is
easy.
hard.
So today we're talking about why you're distracted by the comments again, Megan.
Well, isn't that what you guys want? We want to all hang out together. I offered an Oriental pink carpet to you. What? Maybe Mike did not tell you about this. I don't remember. Okay.
I think we emailed about that.
Okay. Oh, because you're kind of far away. I don't remember. Oh, and we would have had to have it shipped. Okay. Anyways. Oh, I know what it was. Yes, because we have too many rugs.
Right.
And it was right during the move, and it was really cute. But it was like I don't have any more room for rugs. I have to get rid of rugs, and I can't do it. Look at the floor. There's like rugs everywhere, and there's literal rugs rolled up underneath my bed. There's rugs in every bedroom. The kids are like, I don't need a rug in here. I'm like, be quiet. Take your rug. It's a Persian. You should just be grateful. Do you know how much this thing is worth? That sort of thing.
You've got a rug problem, Megan.
Okay, sorry guys.
Say no to rugs.
No. Oh, you need to put that on a shirt. Okay. Now, for actual topic, I really do feel very, very sweet feelings about tonight's topic, and really like proud and passionate about doTERRA as a company, which I feel really grateful for because we started sharing doTERRA as a business in 2011. Before that, we were just users, and then we became dealers. Speaking of say no to rugs. But and we started sharing because the products were working, and Mike didn't love his job, and there was a good compensation plan, and so that's why we started sharing. It was after that we got to know doTERRA as a company, and I knew that their oils were better than other oils I had interacted with, but I didn't know that there was more to it even than that. And I feel so happy. I feel really proud of doTERRA. I feel really safe in their hands, and I feel really happy about their vision for how the company should be run. And so I'm going to share that. We're going to share that with you. I'm an I person, sorry, because I'm self-centered. But I'm going to share it. I did it again.
It's okay.
We're going to share that with you tonight. Of course, John, oils work for gay and straight people. So it turns out you're totally welcome.
Yes, it's true. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You're human or not, you know.
Those
You're
work.
A kitty cat, they work as well. So.
Oh, that's true.
So.
Can I don't know how much you're going to talk about the actual business, but there's a company.
Well, what you mean? I'm going to be talking about the company.
But like how they actually sort of are set up.
Yeah, let's talk about that first. So,
because that to me is important because it affects the product.
Yes, we are going to talk about that.
Okay, good.
So,
I don't want to get ahead.
No, let's start with that now. So, doTERRA was founded in 2008, and if you guys remember, that was kind of a crazy year. There was a big market crash in 2008, and a lot of companies went under. And it wasn't necessarily a great time to start as a company, but they started. And Mike, did you want to say anything about that?
Well, so. What was great is they started it with their own money.
Yeah, they mortgaged their houses and stuff like that.
They never took any investors and still haven't. So it's a privately held company, which means they don't answer to any investment firms or private equity firms or any of that sort of stuff, which means
BlackRock or Vanguard.
Right. So which means that they can run the business the way that they see is the best. Mm-hmm. And no one outside is telling them how to run their business. Which means I think they do things that aren't always as profitable as maybe shareholders would want, but are better for the company and better for the customer and the distributors.
And for the world.
And the world.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. And they're a debt-free company. They have borrowed to build some new buildings, but have paid those things back.
Within months.
They're very fiscally responsible, and so in general, that just keeps everything quality, and it means that they're putting customers and other things first than the price of the shares of the company and the investors.
Yeah, and like we don't have to get too deep into that, but like no, I don't think I realized then. I'm learning more and more now because of companies like BlackRock and Vanguard that when you go publicly traded and you don't own your company, that means you don't get to make all decisions. You have like a board that can overrule you or put pressure on you, even if you own the majority. So doTERRA owns 100% of their company. They did have people who wanted to invest, but they just said, no, we will take the risk personally. There were 7 founders, I think.
Yep.
And I mean, they've made their money back, but also it means that doTERRA does have more purpose and mission than profit.
Right.
And so that's pretty cool.
Because you see a lot of companies make decisions that are not actually good for the customer or good for, I guess, the customer really, or maybe their employees when there's investors telling them what to do in order to make shares more profitable, that sort of thing.
And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're not going to be talking about sharing the business tonight or making money with doTERRA tonight. We're not talking about
this all affects the quality of the oils.
Yes,
in my mind.
And also like what you're buying when you buy from
Right.
doTERRA. It's more than just the oils, which is truly very touching to me. So John asked, is it an MLM? Yes, it is a multi-level marketing company. If you sell, you do build like a sales team essentially, or that's how you make more money. But
Right.
we're not going to talk about that tonight.
We digress.
Yes.
But it is a multi-level marketing company.
Okay, so essential oils, when we started, people had no idea what they were. Most people. There were a handful of people who did, but most people had no idea what they were. But that is definitely changed. They're like every grocery store, Walmart, like they're at like Hobby Lobby. They're everywhere. And so I think the main thing is, I know, Lindsay, it is unheard of. She said integrity in business. The main thing is first of all, how do you know which oils you should get and what sort of like, how can you tell what you're getting? And unfortunately this is kind of good and bad, right? There is no government regulation into essential oils, which means that you do not have a lot of
accountability.
Yeah, you don't know if you just go in and buy some oil somewhere, like we said before, you don't know what you're getting. You really don't know. And so the responsibility falls on the individual companies and on the consumers of the oils to know if they're getting a quality product. And that doesn't need to be just like trial and error. It's good that the government's they don't always post the best interest in heart, like the FDA and stuff, or the drug people. It's not always about, anyways. So it's not necessarily terrible that they're not involved, but it does mean that you have to do your homework. And so the things that you want to look for when you're buying essential oils is that, first of all, they're responsibly and sustainably sourced. Like, where are their oils coming from? That matters a lot because there's a few things involved in that. Your oils are going to be have different compounds in them based on where those plants are grown. And you probably know this. You probably know that if you went and got a lavender plant and
EVS, if your sound is choppy, go out of the live and come back. That seems to fix it for whatever reason. We don't know why.
We went and did it. We did a speed test before. It seems to be okay.
I don't know what's going on.
I think live streams are just in general hard for everybody to have great quality the whole time.
Yeah, sorry.
So like if you went and bought a lavender plant at Lowe's or whatever and planted it in your yard, I don't think you would be surprised to learn that it isn't going to be same chemically as a lavender plant in France. Maybe you would be surprised, but it really matters. The soil and the climate, all of those things affect the plant and what chemicals it has in it. I guess you would know that if you bought an orange grown in North Dakota versus an orange grown in Florida, that the orange in Florida probably tastes better, because if you could even grow one in North Dakota. But don't argue with me if North Dakota actually is a big producer of oranges and I didn't know. But you get the point. So that's really important. You want to know where they're coming from. You want to know that they're responsibly sourced as well. And
Jenny's saying they can't understand. Are people having problems hearing us? I kind of want to go to their room and listen to this and see.
Okay, go find out.
Well, Fiona says
it worked perfectly to go out.
No, that's not there anymore.
I'm not talking, so maybe. Okay, everybody else. So other people said they can hear.
Are they saying it's okay?
Go to the very end. Okay, so sustainably and responsibly sourced also means that like you don't want to find out that you're buying oils that are cheaper because they're just going into this part of the world and just like clear cutting and like destroying the local you know, land
Environment. All that
Like
stuff.
nobody wants to do that. It's not good for the earth, and it's not good for just that. Therefore, it's not good for oils. And so that should be important to you, because you always get what you pay for, whether you're getting an inferior quality or whether you're getting an inferior sourcing. Like it's crappy where they're sourcing it from.
Right.
And it's lavender from North Dakota instead of from where it has the most.
Not that we have anything against North Dakota.
Okay, and so then the next thing you want to look for is that they're doing extensive testing on their oils. Like we said, there's no governing body making sure that they are. You only thing that the FDA oversees is if they can be taken internally. So like generally regarded as safe, they do have to have some testing for that. But do they test their oils for adulteration and contamination? And so those are both really important because oils.
The least of these, when I grew up in North Dakota, there was just a lot of brown grass.
Yeah, so maybe there's like a really great like grass oil coming from North Dakota, but like you want to make sure that the company is doing testing and not just like a one-time test, like, yep, we got great lavender, but like every time they bring in a batch, that lavender gets tested to make sure it's actually lavender, to make sure nothing has been added to it, to make sure that when they were, because you can like get more oil off a plant if you'll add chemicals during the distillation process, but then those chemicals show up in your lavender and then you wonder why you're having weird burns from your lavender or whatever. You don't want to put that on your baby if there's other junk in there. That's a really common thing in the essential oil world. Or like another thing I've heard is really common is lavandin is close to lavender, but it's not lavender. And so often you'll buy lavender, but you're actually buying lavandin. And it's got the same things as lavender. And it's because it has different chemical compounds in it. And so those things are important. And so you want to make sure that the company you're buying from, and of course, I wouldn't say that if doTERRA wasn't doing that. And they're one of the very few that are doing that. And then they have transparency about that. Because they can say they're doing the testing, but if they never release the test, then what's the point of the testing? Like, nope, we promise. I did it. Nope. It's like when you say to your kids, did you clean your room? We're like, yep. You're like, can I go see it? No. I don't want you to go look at it though. It's clean though.
Who says that all the time?
Yeah, there's a certain person that doesn't know that maybe we might check in on that. So the test results need to be public. And so here on the bottom of doTERRA's bottles, you can see not only the expiration that we've talked about before, but the batch number. And there's a link that we will put in the description of this video when it's over where you could go and put in that number and see the test results. Not that it means anything to most of us, but we do it. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then you also want a company when you're buying the oils from that you can get training from. And that's where we come in. People like don't like that it's an MLM, but how would you gain all of this information as easily and accessibly without people like us? So we get trained, we learn a lot, we study a lot, and we have a lot of experience. I know we joke about being dumb, but I do think we've learned a lot over the last, 13 years. And so.
And also doTERRA does have a lot on their website as well. A lot of resources for learning there.
And how to do it safely.
Essential oils.
Yeah. Okay. What is it like in Annie when he goes like end page,
drop page.
Okay. So we talked about the test. So doTERRA has a CPTG certified pure tested grade on their labels. And so you know that they're really pure. And our claim to fame is we believe they're the most pure on the market. You're not going to find, I don't believe, any other companies who are releasing their tests that transparently and that often. They might have like once we tested or we promise we're testing, but I don't think there's any other essential oil company in the world who's releasing their tests this often.
Right.
And it's third party tested. It's not internally tested. We do our own internal tests at doTERRA, but we also have those third party tested outside of the company because once again, yep, tested, that look good. Like that's not as trustworthy maybe, unfortunately. Okay, so then we're going to get to the part that's all really important. And I stand by it 100%. I believe that we are the best oils in the world. Part of how we do that is our sourcing. Our sourcing, nobody's doing what we're doing. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty radical. And it's pretty much like if I ever started a company, I would want to do something like this too. So first of all, you can see it as just smart business. When we work with our growers, we work directly with them. So you can call that fair trade, right? There's no middlemen. Most of the time when
or women for that matter.
Yeah, when there's somebody, most of the time when you're going to the store and you're getting some lavender, somebody just went to a lavender
wholesaler,
distributor, and got it and put it in their own bottles. Like 99.9 repeating percent of the time, that's what's happening. We don't do that in doTERRA at all for any of our oils. We go directly to the lavender farmers and we get our lavender from them.
Or fill in the blank for all the oils.
Yeah, right. And so that's for every single oil we get. And then as doTERRA started doing that, well, I'll tell you a story. So we get our vetiver oil from Haiti. And the doTERRA's testing, we noticed some batches of our vetiver were coming in and they weren't as good as previous batches. And doTERRA wasn't sure what was going on. So we went down to our farmers in Haiti and said, hey, they're not as strong as they were before. They're not as potent. What's going on?
Hopefully Linda can fix her problem. She's having a hard time hearing as well.
I am so sorry, you guys.
We must have slow internet here, but I can't. It's as fast as we can
get. It tests fine, but
sorry.
So they went to the people of Haiti, our farmers in Haiti, and we're like, what's going on? And they said, well, the problem is we harvest our vetiver. The vetiver harvest that you get that's really potent is after the school year starts, and then you pay us. But we need the money before that to enroll our children in school. So that's why we've been pulling up our vetiver earlier, so that we can get paid earlier.
Right.
And doTERRA's like, oh, so they did a few things. They said, okay, well, what we're going to do then is we're going to pay you part way beforehand, upfront, and then we'll give you the rest after the harvest so that you have enough to enroll your kids in school.
Right.
Then they also said, while we're here, is there anything else you need? And it's like, well, turns out we don't have water here. Our villages we have to walk like a couple miles to get water. So doTERRA's like, well, let's put water in. Is there anything else? And they said, well, I think they didn't have, I don't remember what some other things. They helped them organize into a cooperative so they could work together. They could learn from each other. They could have more of a voice, and that sort of thing. And so it was from these sorts of experiences that doTERRA said, okay, we need to do this every time. And so they called something called the Co-Impact Sourcing Initiative. And there are 5 things. No, I think it's actually 8. There are 8 things that they do. And this is really, 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 really cool. So first, they generate a ton of jobs with co-impact sourcing. And so, like we said, they don't work with any middlemen, but they also don't work typically with large scale farms. They prefer to work with smaller farms. Lots of small farms. So like, what oil is it that we source from Africa? And they told us, I can't remember what oil it was that's coming from a certain part of Africa where most of their farmers have less than 5 acres. And in the farming world, that's like nothing, right? And so they have hundreds of farmers instead of 1 or 2. Okay, that is so amazing for local economies. So amazing. Like doTERRA is literally like regrowing local economies all around the world because we're sourcing plants that come from all around the world. We're sourcing them from where they grew natively because they have more chemical compounds. They're more medicinal when you do that. And then we're working with locals on small scale farmers there. So we're creating tons of jobs. And then number 2, providing fair on-time payments. And so we talked about that like in Haiti. Like we often do prepayments. We make sure that they get paid on time. This is not happening all of the time for things like this around the world, unfortunately. They are building supplier capacity. So they're supporting farmers, producers, and distillers through training and financial support. And so like, okay, we need to help. We're going to invest back in you, give you like small scale loans so that you can improve your operations here. We're going to train you. We're actually has a team that goes to the areas and says, let's train you how we can get this even better, because that's good for the world. That's good for the farmers, but that's good for us. So we get really, really good oils.
Right.
And then the other thing that they do when they're working with these farmers, they make them sign, like once they get it in a really good place, they say, okay, only sell to us.
Right.
And so that means that everything's going really well. It also means we have the best oils in the world. Nobody's getting oils from these places that we're getting them, where it's just been continually perfected and perfected and perfected. So that's sustaining long-term partnerships. So they have multi-year contracts with growers and distillers based on solidarity and respect. So we have like really good relationships with these people in these areas. They ensure fair labor conditions. They show up, creating health and safety working environments free from harassment and discrimination. Something's really beautiful is we found out, okay, so frankincense is one of the things that doTERRA literally like exploded the frankincense market, because it was crazy. It comes from the east coast of Africa. If you've ever watched, what was that? Is it Captain Phillips? That movie with Tom Hanks?
Oh, so like
Somalia,
Oman,
yeah, like
that whole area,
like literal pirates. And people have to become pirates because there's no other industry. There's frankincense trees, but there was all these literal warlords that were controlling the frankincense industry. And doTERRA went in and said, we will not work with them. We will only work directly. And then we actually found out that they were the farmers themselves that would go and harvest the frankincense oil they weren't getting all the money because of these warlords. They weren't doing the frankincense sustainably.
Well, they were
harming the trees.
Too much.
Too much, because they needed to harvest more to get enough money. And so doTERRA says, we can't do that anymore, but we're going to pay you directly and we're going to work with you so that we can have frankincense forever. And they found out while they were there that there's no hospital within like days drive, days. And that's a big deal. And so doTERRA literally worked with this initiative with our Healing Hands Foundation and built a hospital and hired doctors, and like totally is changing Somalia, because we love frankincense and we buy a ton of frankincense. And so
probably more than a ton, actually.
Yes. So we are supporting, you guys don't realize how much doTERRA, and when you buy oils from them, you're changing countries around the world, because now all of these farmers can make a living. And then they call up their cousin and said, hey, you know that land you've got, you should plant roses on it, and doTERRA will work with you. And you can, these places like in Bulgaria, where our roses come from.
Rose oil.
Yeah. Like, and I think our lavender might come from there too. And our Melissa, these are old farms that couldn't compete with these large scale farms for food protection and things. And so they were just dormant old farms where families had farmed them for generations,
but didn't have,
no longer did anything with this land. And so doTERRA went in and helped them once again. And so the earth is being renewed when we buy our oils from doTERRA. Like, how incredible is that? That's like, it's incredible. And so
well, Nora, it's actually interesting how frankincense is even harvested. So I want to digress on that just real quick. The way they do it is they score the tree. They put like an X on it, and then the oil kind of, or actually it's like sap. It kind of percolates out over time. And then what they do is they harvest that sap, and then they're able to it gets hard, like a resin actually. And then they can distill it off that resin.
Yeah, the resin's actually.
They were doing it too often to the trees and harming them, because it has to have time to heal. And so by doing that, they've been able to, again, create a more sustainable way of harvesting frankincense.
Yeah. So if you want to go and check this out, once again, we'll have a link to this. They go over all the different initiatives and what they're doing. And so like this one in Bulgaria, they went and built, Bulgaria has like had a lot of problems financially. There just hasn't been much going on. People just can't, people want to work, but there's no jobs. And so doTERRA has built an actual facility called Esoter, and it has a distillery, and they've got like so many jobs there now, and they taught them how to distill. And it's now the largest distillery in Bulgaria. It employs over 100 lavender and melissa farmers. It has 90 full-time staff, including engineers, accountants, logistics managers, and technical experts. These are locals, right? We're not just sending people from doTERRA that want to go live in Bulgaria over there. And so like it's like state-of-the-art facility, and it's totally reviving this area right here in Bulgaria. Beautiful. And that's happening all over the world. So like, yeah, you can get your oils cheaper, but you have, first of all, don't know what you're getting. You don't know how they got it. You don't know how they're treating the people that grew that.
Producing it or distilling it.
And you don't know how the earth is being treated in those areas where it was farmed. But with doTERRA, you do. So they also, really, really important to them is environmental stewardship. So they want energy efficient technologies, renewable energy, and waste minimization. Those are all really important for, I mean, if your company is about plant oils, you need the earth to stay healthy. And so it's not just like, oh, we say that because we get more like clout. Like that's actually if you want this to be a business that lasts generations, these things need to be really important to your company. And then the last one, they facilitate community development. They support community development projects like schools, health clinics, training facilities, clean water systems. It's amazing. It's amazing. So doTERRA really wanted to be a giver. They said they said there's a few companies that are doing this, but they hope to be leading the way where companies can actually be doing good around the world and still financially very sound.
Yeah. Which to me is like, this is how capitalism is supposed to work, that companies recognize that by acting well in the world and doing good, it actually is good for the company, it's good for the world, and it builds on itself. So
yeah. Okay, so then next thing is, so first you have the really great testing they do, the really great sourcing that they do, and then you have all of the like food that they do that we just talked about. But also doTERRA is really into research and being at the cutting edge of this scientific research.
Right.
And so we feel they are at the forefront of essential oil science. They have partnerships with research facilities, hospitals, universities, and that just grows every year. We've worked with like big hospital systems, learning and integrating oils into their hospital systems. Our chief medical officer and founding executive, Dr. David Hill, said, doTERRA's mission hinges on discovering and developing the world's most potent and effective essential oils. And then he talks about how we have a whole science wing of doTERRA. We employ a bunch of scientists who are constantly researching. And also one of the things we would like to do is actually change healthcare, like actually try to create a model where you could go to the doctor and the doctor is going to talk to you about something more than pharmaceutical that they have, because doctors just don't know. If you've ever worked at a doctor's office or you know a doctor, you know that they have pharmaceutical representatives coming in all the time to explain their medications to them.
Right.
They don't have somebody coming in and explaining natural solutions to them, like how you can take care of things naturally. And so they just don't know how to offer those products. There are doctors who take the initiative and who are really cool and they're out there, but we need like actual models to help doctors do that. And so doTERRA is at the forefront of that.
As long as they're good looking models, that's all I care about.
And it's called Prime Meridian, and you can go learn more about that. They've actually opened a clinic in Utah County right by their headquarters, where if you go to the doctor there or to the physician or to anybody there, essential oils will be worked into your health plan. Or other things, you know, like supplements and things like that. So, I mean, that would be amazing. It would be incredible if we could do that everywhere.
I think we had some of the questions that came through about kind of answered it. John asked about whether they do animal testing.
No.
doTERRA does not.
No.
So I think someone actually answered and said they have a strict policy against that. Doesn't doTERRA mix the different types of frankincense in their oil?
I think they do have more than one type because there's some rotation there. So different types of trees. Yeah.
Good call. You missed my dad joke.
Oh, I
it's
did?
Okay. Yeah.
What was it?
You said that they are modeling something, and I said as long as they're good looking models, that's all I care
okay.
about. It was really
Rafaela, yes. doTERRA ships to the Philippines. So doTERRA also has headquarters all around the world. That should be another reason to buy doTERRA. I mean,
they have distribution.
Distribution. So like when we order oils, it takes a few days for them to get to us. And so you would assume that if you're in London, that would take a couple of weeks. But they have a London distribution center, and they have one in France, and they are maybe Germany. I don't remember, but there's one in, or more than one, I think, in Asia and South Mexico. There's distribution centers so that when you're buying, you're not being shipped all the way from Utah, where their headquarters are.
Yeah. And if you want to know if they're in your country, all you got to do is, again, follow the link in the description of this video, and the very first page you go to when you hit the become a member thing at the top, it asks you what area of the world you're in, essentially, and you choose your region. It'll give you a chance to choose your country. And if your country is on that drop-down list, then they ship to you.
Yeah, and Roberta asked, do they have one in Washington State? No, because they come from Utah.
They have one in Atlanta for East Coast, and the one in Utah for the West Coast. That's how they do it.
Yeah. But they do have. I did think they do source our peppermint oil from Washington State.
Oh, you're right.
Oregon.
Yeah.
So because that's where the best in the world comes from.
It'll still get you pretty quickly though, coming out of Utah. That's not too far.
No. I mean, because that's when we were in Spokane. It was just a few days. So pretty jazzed about that. I've always been really excited about that. I feel really proud to work with doTERRA and really proud of what they're doing around the world. I always cry when I watch their videos. You should go watch, because they do these micro loan programs. They do all of this stuff that we talked about tonight. If you go to the link that will be in the description of this video later, you can go and watch some of those videos, and you'll just it's so exciting. It's so refreshing too, because sometimes you can really feel kind of depressed about the state of the world and feel like nobody's doing anything good anymore and everything's so messed up. And it feels really happy that there are still people who are like, well, you can feel depressed, but we're actually doing stuff about it. We're actually trying to change the world, and we are. And they could also say thank you for buying oils, because that enables us to do it.
Yeah.
So
I will throw this plug in there again. If you want to get some oils and you haven't yet, you need to go to the link in the description, click on it, click the become a member thing at the top there. And if you get one of the enrollment kits or 100 PV or more, Megan and I will send you a special gift if you do that by the end of August. Send it tomorrow, okay? Because we're near the end of the month here. So, if you've been waiting. And then there's also a really cool thing which I can explain to you in the email I send you, but if you do another order in September, you'll get $100 in credit on your account in October. So anyways, we'll explain more of that later. Probably because I always send an email to everyone who signs up. So anyways, I think we need to do some giveaways.
We're at the end. Yeah. Okay.
Do we have some more questions?
Fiona says hers comes from Australia and New Zealand. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of doTERRA people in Australia and New Zealand.
Lots of Aussies out there in doTERRA.
Okay. And in China too. I think there's a facility in China. Some of our oils come from
Shanghai.
China. Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Let's do our giveaways. And this time I actually took some notes for what questions we should
Were
ask.
we prepared? We're giving away more tonight than we have
ever before.
We have more to give.
I have a question though. Would you prefer? I'm gonna take the majority answer. Would you guys prefer if I ask one question and the first two to respond get a prize?
Oh, so we give
two people because it's so hard. Or would you prefer I ask double the amount of questions?
Okay, we have to
one
wait.
Or two. One, first two people win, or two, we just ask more questions to give away more prizes. Barb says one. See, I think that's a good one. First two people. Yup.
Kathy likes it. Eva is not a fan. She wants the number 2 option.
Well, let's see.
Bridget, 1. Shannon, 1.
Terry doesn't know.
Terry is undecided.
Ruben Essential Oils is 2. He wants this to be
a little more competitive.
Yes.
Jacob, Sherry, it looks like
Melissa likes to challenge it first, but it does look like it's leaning ever so slightly.
If we want to be democratic about this, we will go with the number 1 option.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and only 4 of you have number 2. So 7 to 4. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're only asking 3 questions tonight. Oh, but wait.
Do you not have an even amount of oils?
Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
What are you, crazy? Want me to go get another
No,
one?
we have an even amount of oils, but I don't have all of the same things. So the first person to answer correctly gets to choose of the two which one they want. And the second just gets whatever's left over.
Wow.
So our first question of the night. Now I am like a mess.
Your papers are all over the place. Here's one.
Papers. There it is.
There's one.
Okay.
Hope you're taking notes, everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Are you
Okay.
Are your fingers on the keyboard?
So we're going to give away.
What we got, Megan? What do we have?
We mentioned this oil a lot tonight, lavender oil. It's got over 1,000 known chemical constituents in it, each with its own medicinal benefit. Everybody's like lavender, whatever. Lavender is a very complex oil. It's rad. Then we've got ylang ylang. We've never given it away before. It is very calming. It's a beautiful perfume. In China, the tradition is to put ylang ylang flower petals on the wedding night bed because it's supposed to be an aphrodisiac. It's a really nice smell. It's calming. It's uplifting.
How come we've never done that?
The ylang ylang petals?
Yeah.
Where would you get them?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll look. I'm going to find some.
But Mike does like the smell of ylang ylang. So, okay. So we're going to ask a question, and the first person to answer gets to choose which of these two they want.
Oh, Shannon's not wondering.
It's open to everybody.
Anyone can enter.
Anybody, if you've won before.
Even those who won before.
So.
And we're not sure if we're going to be able to keep doing giveaways in September. So this might be your last chance to get an awesome giveaway. So you better try hard.
Look, Pearl did my nails tonight.
Wow. Beautiful.
Okay.
So what's the question, Megan?
Okay, so then the second person will get whatever the other oil is. Name 2 of the 4 things that you want to look for when buying essential oils.
So this was right at the beginning.
This is kind of a lot of typing. Thank you, Nora.
Whoa.
Thanks, Lindsay. Wouldn't you say they're more classy? Just kidding. We don't. Okay, Melissa says fancy and classy. Okay, we don't. We can branch out to new words. So 2 of the 4 things you want to look for
when buying essential oils.
When buying essential oils.
Okay. This is a hard one.
Testing and sourcing. Okay. Yep. Stevie. Responsibility, sustainability. Purity and sourcing. Oh man, you get to choose who answered those correct.
Okay.
Okay, definitely Stevie did.
Stevie was the first.
Stevie was first.
And then the question is, Barb said responsibility, sustainability. Well, those are kind of those are both one. Those are one of the
sustainable.
Those 2 go together in one of the bullet points. So that's sorry, it technically doesn't. I don't know. Really count as one of the 4. So
okay, and then I guess we are MJRG Smith.
Purity, sourcing. Yes. So we have sourcing.
It's number 1, and purity is number 2.
Okay, so are we going to give it to?
Yeah. So Stevie, which one do you want?
Stevie, how do you pronounce your last name? I don't.
Jerkowski. Jerzykowski.
Okay, Stevie, tell us which one of these you want. Everyone did a great job of answering those questions. Lavender.
Okay, that's Stevie wants a lavender. So
that means that MJRJ Smith gets the ylang ylang.
Okay.
Good job, you 2.
Email us at.
So
I'm gonna write this down because people forget, or they don't seem to understand.
What are you gonna do?
At your.
Oh, man, she's writing down the email address for everybody. We need to have it show up at the bottom of the screen.
Is that backwards?
Probably.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know. It's contact@northandsouth.com. If you're having a hard time, get your mirror out and hold it up and then look at it, okay?
I guess we can just type it in. Okay, this is where you're going to send it to.
Well, this is true. You're using the technology.
Oh, it's not backwards.
Oh, it switches it.
Okay. Sweet.
Thanks, Stevie.
Okay,
good job,
so
Stevie.
Our next prize
Okay,
is...
so I'm going to say this. If you just won, you've already won.
Yeah,
okay.
You're out for the night.
But you need to also, when you email us, tell us which thing you won because we'll forget.
Yes.
And we don't want to go back and watch the whole thing.
Yes.
If we were smart, we'd probably just write it down what people want. But
okay.
That's lame.
The next 2 oils we've never given away. These are both roll-ons, and they're both delicious.
Oh man, these are great.
We've got,
This
and
is
they're
my
very
favorite.
similar. Jasmine. Now, jasmine is not an essential oil. It's an extract because it doesn't have oil.
Okay.
But it's jasmine flower extract in a fractionated coconut oil, and it smells delicious.
It's so good.
So good. I think it might come from India. It's amazing. And then we have magnolia, which actually I love jasmine. It smells amazing, but I like magnolia just a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah. Magnolia is an oil in fractionated coconut oil. These are both amazing perfumes.
You got to hold them from the top.
Yeah,
so I
you
can
do
read
it.
them.
Okay.
I'll be the Vanna.
So those are good. Whoever answers this question first gets
to choose.
Yep. That's really easy. Just asking that, huh?
Kind of. Did you only make notes on the very first one?
No, I have some other ones.
Where are the other ones at?
Right here.
Oh, here we go.
Or how about this one? What is the name of our chief medical officer?
Whoa. Were you listening?
Oh, it's freezing. Sorry, Georgiana.
I'm so cold. I'm freezing. Kitty cat's meowing. somewhere.
Dr. Hill. Melissa got it, and Jacob Allen got it.
Whoa, Jacob and who?
Melissa.
Barb said doctor.
Yeah, I know. Barb.
Nice try, Barb. Maybe she just
Hey,
she hit enter too soon.
Doctor.
Barry?
Barry.
Who's Barry?
Just throw it out there, man.
Just
throw it out
random
there.
names.
Okay.
Melissa was right first.
Okay, so Melissa, which one of these do you want?
Don't mind the kitty meowing. Should I let the kitty out? I probably should.
Jacob, whatever Melissa doesn't choose, you get.
While you do that, I'm going to let the kitty out.
Melissa's taking the magnolia. Jacob, you're getting the jasmine. Make sure you email us and tell us that.
Yeah, tell us
Mike's letting the kitty out. You probably can't hear him meowing, but he's very meowy. Okay, the last two oils that we're giving tonight are very classic oils.
Classy.
Classy and classic. Peppermint and lemon. You can use these for a bajillion trillion things. So good. So good together. But you're not getting both of them. So sorry.
You get one.
Okay, this is a really easy one. This is actually Nocoli.
Nicole, I think.
Oh, Nicole. You see my
Did you say Nocoli? I think she actually had a K in front of it, and that threw you off. I'm gonna guess it's just Nicole, not Nocoli. Oh, that was funny.
Oh my gosh, you guys! It's stressful to read your names out loud, and
it is true.
it is stressful.
We're gonna start just mispronouncing everyone.
I want everybody to sign up for a new account with your real name spelled phonetically.
Or like, yeah, that's true.
Nocoli.
Arab is laughing about it.
Okay.
Verb.
Okay.
Let's just say I'm wrong.
This is a really easy one.
This
So
is an easy
get your
one?
fingers ready for tapping.
This is actually just a speed test then. If it's
Yeah,
that
it
easy.
is.
Which one is it? Which one are you gonna ask?
So doTERRA built a facility in an Eastern European country called Esoter. What country was it?
What Eastern European country?
Bulgaria. Catherine, first.
See, the thing is,
Rafaela.
when it's two, all they have to do is wait for the first person, and then the
Yeah,
anyways.
but no, they can't. There's not time. So Catherine and Rafaela got it.
wow.
So
I don't
Mike,
think
you're going to be sending one of these to the Philippines.
Rafaela has not won yet.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who's in the Philippines?
Rafaela.
Oh, boy.
Bling.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, Catherine, do you want lemon or peppermint? Peppermint. Okay, so
Peppermint.
Rafaela, you're getting some lemon oil. If you don't know how to use it, we've got great courses
That's your fault.
here on this channel. You can
Yeah,
go back and watch. Or keep watching because we'll probably do a basics class again in September.
Also, listen up, everybody. Before we end, because I know that when it starts to wind down, people like leave and stuff.
What? No.
Another thing that doTERRA has is a really good referral program, so that if you aren't interested in the business, you don't want to come to that, that's not of interest to you, but you do want to earn some credit toward free oils. Everyone who has a wholesale account has the ability. There's a little.
Well, why don't you just talk about that next week at the beginning?
But I'm just going to say this because you can invite. I'm framing this. I'm saying it now because we're doing these. You can invite your friends to come to these videos, and then they can use your little link to sign up, and you'll get. And you don't have to worry about teaching them anything. We'll do it. Okay. Just have them come.
Let's plan that right now. Look,
What are we doing?
Listen to this.
What's happening?
Listen. Okay. Next week we're going to talk more about it and how you find that link, so you can share oils with your friends. You are not doing the business, but if your sister or your neighbor wants to get some,
or maybe your brother,
on the 13th of September. We can't do it then. That's a convention.
No, we already said when we were doing it.
No, the 6th, we're going to do that live stream
with the business?
About the business. And we'll talk about how you get that link, even if you don't want to do the business. On the 20th, on Wednesday, the 20th at 9 p.m., we will do a basics class.
Oh.
Where we will teach the basics, and you can invite that person to watch it unless they don't need to, unless they're like ready to get something.
Maybe they're really
But if you wanted to, and we would tell them that either follow our link or follow the link of the person who sent you. Should we plan that?
Yeah, sure.
That's on the 20th of September.
You better actually write that on our calendar.
You write it.
Forget it. Oh, okay.
I don't write things on the calendar. On the 20th of September. I come up with the ideas. He makes them happen.
Oh yeah, Fiona, if you want to find your link, it is probably easier to be on your computer. If you just go to the upper right-hand side of your account and hover over, the My Account part, at the bottom of the
stealing our thunder for next week.
At the bottom of the list that comes down, it'll give you the option to choose. There's an option to generate your link. At least that's how it is in the US. I don't know if it's different.
Okay, we'll show that next week.
Maybe it's different in other markets.
We'll show it next week. And next week we might need to do something not here on YouTube.
Roberta needs a job.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
maybe not here on YouTube so we can share our screen.
What's that?
Maybe next week's class can't be here on YouTube so we can share our screen to show stuff like this. It might need to be on Google.
Well, you guys ever pay attention to the community page on this YouTube channel? We'll post where it's going to be, if it's going to be something any different.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, she left.
She's gone.
She was so quiet because she's not even there.
Notice. Okay.
Marriage goals. Okay. Well, we are very happily married. That's true. It's kind of blows my mind sometimes how much I still like Mike. It's weird.
I don't know why either.
I didn't know that that's how it went. Okay. Thanks everybody. Thanks for coming. Love ya.
Okay.
See ya.
So one more time, if you want to get oils.
Oh, in the next 24 hours, you get a special gift.
And you get a special gift from us that will remain unnamed until you order. We'll see it when it comes through.
It's just going to be some oils, extra oils. Here's the other thing. If you should get an email from us if you do sign up in the next 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, but you did sign up, email us.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
That might mean something weird happened. Love you guys. Have a
weird
great night.
Things happen, people.
Goodbye.
One more time. Goodbye.